Welcome, welcome, race fans. This is Ron with Big Wizard TV, bringing you racing action from Last Man Standing Motorsports, sponsored by Stair Fittings Incorporated. We are running the Tuesday Night Road Series, sponsored by Grandpa's Kitchen tonight. Grandpa'sKitchen.com for all of your gluten-free needs. Go check them out for flours, mixes, and other items you can get that are gluten-free. Recipes, all your favorite things that you need. We are at Monza. This is Monza Combined. Nacional, Autodromo Nacional de Monza is the official name you can see on top of the map there on the top left. We have, looks like 13 drivers out here on the track with us. The top speeds are run in the IndyCar by Philip Scott at 210, and Brandon just a few tenths behind him. And then in the GTE class, Morgan Teggy has the top spot right now at 223, and John Cannizzaro 1 second back with a 224. Pretty quick out here tonight. They have removed the chicanes for chicane 1 and 2. If you're familiar with Monza, this is not just Monza. This is Monza Combined. So we have the old oval from the 50s, and we also have the combined track with the normal Grand Prix track of today on there. But they have removed the chicanes in the first section and second section. So from the start-finish line, basically exiting Parabolica, all the way to around the oval and to Lesmo 1, you're pretty much flat on the floor all the way around. So then all you have to do is negotiate Lesmo 1 and 2, Ascari, Parabolica, and then back to the start-finish line. So let's see if we can get a lap going around here. We've got a couple drivers going through, trying to get some things going. We'll get, looks like Tim has just joined us. That's good that he's on board. IndyCar is coming around. And that happens. Let's see. We'll jump in Tim's car. We won't tell him we're watching him. He just left the pit lane. We won't watch Tim. Let's catch up with Morgan. Morgan just entering the oval now. Entering the oval section of the racetrack. This is about 3 minutes around. We've got just about 3 minutes. So hopefully we can get this in before I need to run downstairs and get qualifying going. We'll watch Morgan go around for a lap. He may be pushing it, but he's already on the top of the timing chart, so I don't think he'll need to push too hard as we get here into practice. I did notice from my practice session and then into this race segment that the cars are a little slicker. I don't know if the track temp's a little higher. Track temp is 88 degrees, which is actually really low. So it is the afternoon. The shadows are getting longer. So track temp, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So shadows are getting out on the racetrack. The track temp might be going down. It was 97 degrees earlier on the track. So track temp is coming down. So here we go into Curve Grande. And then this is what used to be the second chicane, and we just kind of zip through this. And then hard on the brakes, down into second gear for Lesmo 1. And accelerate out through into Lesmo 2. Try to cut that off just right. It's perfect on the driving line here. And then Morgan's going up through this little short straight and then into Ascari chicane, which is the only chicane on the track. It's a quick left, right, left. You can see he's trying to hang on to it. It's a little loose. Going through the dirt. There's the left, right, left, and finishing up the lap. Down this straightaway and through what they call Parabolica, which is a corner that starts real tight and opens up and extends out as you get the exit of the corner. So if you can get right down here on the bottom, grab those rumble strips, help the car turn. You can't go that wide. If you do, that will be a penalty. And also, it's really hard to drive over there. But of course, Morgan's trying to push it as hard as he can as practice is over in another minute. But that is a lap, more or less, at Ascari. So let's go back over to see if the cameras can catch up here. Looks like they're having a little trouble deciding who's exciting. We only have one car on the track right now, so there we go. After watching Morgan go around the oval. But we are just about ready to start qualifying. So in less than a minute now, half a minute to go in practice. Thanks everybody for joining us. This is Ron once again from Big Wizard TV. On behalf of Last Man Standing Motorsports, we are about to go racing here at Monza using the combined circuit. As you can see on track right now, he's going through the oval and then up onto the Grand Prix circuit. This is the old configuration they used to run in the 50s with the Grand Prix cars. They no longer do this. They just run the Grand Prix circuit with the 2 chicanes, but the chicanes have been removed for this event tonight. So it's going to be fast and furious. We'll be hanging on for dear life. We'll see how it turns out. We're just about to go here for qualifying, so enjoy the race. I'm going to jump down into the booth and be there. Looks like Mooney's here with us. Hey, Mooney. Maybe? Something's not working. There he is. Hey, Mooney, how's it going?
Need to push to talk. I was being very polite down in the lobby. Doing fine. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. Looks like it's time to qualify. I better get down to my car.
That would probably be a smart thing, yes.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to jump down there. I did my intro. We're ready to rock and roll here. We got all the streaming going. The fans are piling in. We got one so far.
Well, it's going to be exciting because if it's anything like last week, and they've already been practicing side by side, it will be.
Yeah, this will be another Brandon and Philip duel to the death. So I'm going to try to hang on for third, and if they wreck, maybe I'll get a taste of the victory lap there. All right, I'm going to run
All
down
that
the
is
car.
possible. Yeah, run down to the car quick. They've got it warming up. It's on the starter. Putting warm tires on it.
All right, from the cockpit, here we go. We got to get qualifying.
Don't forget to get the bonus speed add-on by clipping that cone as you come out of pit.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. See if I can hit that without wrecking my car. Cone has been hit. My cone went all the way into the went over the oval, over pit road, and out into the regular Grand Prix circuit. So I'm proud of my cone punt. That would have been quite humorous if somebody was out there.
Be all the way over on the regular portion, zipping by and go, it's a cone.
Look, a cone. I'm just running my race setup for my qualifying. A lot of these guys are going to be full qualifying, go for it trim. It's difficult to comprehend racing on this track. I mean, you guys can watch us going around, and that's one thing, but it's really a different animal when you're going 190 miles an hour just all the way around the racetrack. I mean, you never take your foot off the floor, and you're going around corners, and you're doing things that you probably should take your foot off the floor, but yet you don't. So it's a little nerve-wracking, actually.
Areas of the track where you know that there's a chicane coming and you typically brake and, oh, wait a minute, there's no chicane, no braking.
Right. That's very common as you enter the area of chicane number 2. because we rarely run there with no chicane, and it's blind. Now the Dallara has tire compounds not available in the GTE cars, at least not as of yet in iRacing. So you'll see red compound tires or red letters. They have red sidewalls on them. And you'll also see black sidewalls with white letters for the Firestone Firehawks on the Indy cars. And the black tires are going to last longer, but the red tires are going to be faster through the corners. So, and then there's also different settings on downforce, different settings on suspension, and all the guys in the GTE cars doing the same thing with downforce and suspension, trying to make the car as slippery as possible as you go down this oval section, the speedway high banked oval, and then down the long straights, and yet still have enough mechanical grip and downforce to give you decent speed through the multiple corners that there are. So it's a fine line, and I would imagine you're going to see a couple cars here and there go flying, lose grip, and launch off the racetrack.
Missed where I wanted to be out on the circuit with guys with qualifying, so that I'm like not gaining or giving assistance to someone.
Oh, for like the draft or something?
Yeah, I towed Joe all the way around the track. And, qualifying wise, that just helps the guy behind, so.
Yeah, it doesn't help you at all when you're towing when somebody's behind you.
No. Then when you try and slide up behind one of them Indy cars, there's no help there either.
Well, that may be because there's almost zero drag on the IndyCar, especially with the other two guys, with Philip and Brandon running as trimmed out as they are. But Philip said he was going to go for it during qualifying, and so far, even with my late start, I've got a lap in, and he doesn't yet, so he's still struggling to get a clean lap. You have to, in qualifying with iRacing, you have to run a zero incident lap, which means no off tracks, no contact. So, I mean, even if you just rub a corner, that's contact. So you get a 0x, even if it doesn't damage your car, still your qualifying lap will not count.
And that's probably the end of my qualifying. Oh no, we have a little bit more time. We got 7 minutes. Avoiding a Phillip incident and wrecked car.
Yeah, it usually means you got to start over because there's no fast repairs. There's only one fast repair in the race, and there's no auto repair during qualifying. Seeing a lot of dust out of Lesmo 1. Oh, got my 1X. I think I just scared Joe. I went around him, pulled back in front of him, and hit the brakes for a Parabolica. Joe is probably cursing at me now. And I'm already 3 seconds ahead of him because this thing's on rails. I actually took off all the high-speed stuff off my car. I've got mine race trim set so I can drive incident-free. So I'm not going to try to push any envelopes tonight. I'm just going to try to run super clean, and the 2 leaders being side by side with these really loose configurations they're running on them could give me a slight advantage in the end. If I can keep my nose clean, stay away from the GT cars.
Yeah, stay away from them. They're big, heavy, and big block for destruction if you hit them.
Yeah, they are for these things with wings on them.
Oh, let's see if we can get a qualifying lap now.
So far, Brandon's out front on qualifying on the IndyCar with a 2:11.6. I've got a 2:14 and 0.3 in the second spot so far for IndyCar. Morgan's out front for the GT cars with Tyler Greger right behind him. Ooh, I just picked off another 0.3 off my best time. Philip still not successful with a clean lap. Mark Axelson, new to our group, 3 seconds back in the Ford GT down there. He's in the third spot so far on the qualifying session. They're a little more stretched out. Well, I guess we're all kind of stretched out here in qualifying. Oh, there goes John Canizero throwing down a lap. And now we have 2 in the GTE cars in the 224s. Phillips 8 seconds behind me, so he should be posting a lap here very soon. Oh no, we're just getting onto the race into the Grand Prix track. I forget there's only one start finish line. That says you exit Parabolica. Doing a little pit entrance testing. This should get Phillips time as he goes by the start finish line. And no, Philip does not get a time yet. Interesting. The plot thickens. Philip has not been able to get a time, and there is only room for one lap left in this qualifying session, leaving Brandon Dooley on the pole. Philip would be right behind him on the start.
Welcome, race fans. Welcome, everybody. Just a heads up before we get rolling. Please leave a slight gap between the classes at the start. It doesn't have to be big, just a couple seconds. So the GT cars don't move up into the Indy cars on the green flag.
I'd like to thank our sponsors, Stair Fittings Incorporated, for helping us put all these races on. They keep all of our streaming and computers and everything running for us here at Last Man Standing Motorsports, so we can keep these races out here on YouTube, Big Wizard TV, for everybody to watch. Also want to thank our race sponsor for this series, for the Tuesday Night Road Series. That is our gluten-free friends over there at Grandpa's Kitchen. grandpaskitchen.com. Check out the gluten-free items that they have available. Here comes... Oh, did not get a lap. There he goes. Philip did complete a lap, and it was fast. 2:09.88 grabs him the pole. Brandon Dooley on the outside of the front row. I'll be in the third spot. 4 seconds back off of Brandon's qualifying time. Now, granted, I'm in race trim and he's in qualifying trim, but hey, it's still 4 seconds. Morgan Teggy out front in the GTE class. John Canizero right behind, or right alongside. 0.4 of a second. Then Tyler Greger and the field. Let me see if I can get you the qualifying field. Morgan Teggy, John Canizero, Tyler Greger, Michael Mooney, Mark Axelson. Drivers without a time: Tim Allman, Joe Fierro, Paul Allen, Joel Dutton, and Julian Lockwood. They are out there. I see them. I see them driving around, but they don't have any times. So,
Yep, they're trying to get that one lap in, and they're running out of time. So now it's just going to be make sure they get a time, or they're going to just be starting at the back of the group.
yeah, I have a feeling that's what's going to happen, as they are going to be starting in the back.
I saw Tim pull off their backstretch before Parabolic. So I think he's
he
done.
Must have had a 1X, yeah. Easy to get a 1X going through Ascari.
That is true. Well, I'm going to run off real quick and join the lobby because even though I'm pushed to talk, you never know. This is going to be a tough start to this race. A lot of heated racing, so it will be a close race all the way to the end with a lot of excitement, I think.
I do not believe you're wrong. This is definitely going to be fast and furious as we go down with the first group. 8 or 9 cars piled together in that GT3 class trying to go through that oval. It would seem easy, but I have seen it before, and I can promise you it isn't. The track's a little bumpy. You get a little side draft. You get a little draft pull. And the cars do things that are unexpected. You might touch, and these guys are trimmed out as well, as fast as they can go. 185 miles an hour down those straightaways in the GT cars, and any little bump will get them to come around. So it should be a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in. Ron with Big Wizard TV here with our Last Man Standing Motorsports broadcast of Tuesday night road racing. Multiclass with Indy cars and GTE cars. There's one car in the IndyCar class, the Dallara IR18. You'll see all 3 drivers in the same car there. And then in the GTE class, there are 5 cars, and all cars, I believe, are represented tonight. Ferrari, Porsche, Chevrolet, Ford, and Audi. No, Who's got the last one? Oh, BMW, and there he is, right next to me. So BMW, Porsche, Chevrolet, Ford, and Ferrari are the 5 cars in the GTE class. We're starting on the backstretch. Underneath the oval, if you kind of get a picture of where you are here, the oval, we're going under this bridge, and the oval track is right there above us. That is the bridge for the oval track. So this actually is a true, real race configuration. This is how they do it. And it could still be done today if the track wasn't old and grown in with weeds and things. They'd have to do a lot of cleanup, probably some fix up on the concrete here and there. I don't believe they race on it any longer, but the track itself is still there today.
Let's have some fun, guys. Let's race clean and have fun, and we'll see you guys at the end. Anybody wants to come up in the booth, they're more than welcome to. I'll be up there chit-chatting as I race. But anybody in the booth Tuesday night, Grandpa's Kitchen rules. Language stays down in the lobby.
Looks like Brandon's on the hard compound tires. I believe so is, let's see, we get a good look here. Yeah, I believe that is Philip also on the hard compound tires. So they're definitely not in race in qualifying trim now. Ooh, this draft is crazy. We'll see how this works. Hopefully we can all stay clean. So we're going to be going into the oval as the pit car dives in here to the pace car, dives into the pit lane as we come across the stripe in just a moment. There he goes. And we are getting ready to go green. I don't think anybody's trying to win this race on lap 1, so we're just going to go smooth. As Philip gets away first, Brandon right behind. Oh, Brandon getting alongside. And it looks like the downforce worked for turn 1. As Morgan Teggy gets away. Tim Allman right behind. John Cannizzaro still within a second. Looks like I've made my error and I'm back a second and a half. So we'll see if I can close enough for the draft to get up on the oval. Doesn't take much for these cars at these speeds to drop back. As we come around for the second time out of the oval onto the Grand Prix front stretch, Philip Scott, Brandon Dooley nose to tail, as expected. Tim Allman and Morgan Tingey are side by side in the oval section. Phillips starting to pull a little bit of a gap, but I don't think that'll last long as we get to this oval. 0.8 seconds is not enough to keep a gap there unless Brandon doesn't have the gear to pull in, but it looks like he does. Pulling in within a half a second now. Tim has managed to get out front in the GTE class. He's pulling away slightly, 0.7 seconds. Now, as they drive into the oval, that will probably go back. Right now, they're just across the line. So as they enter the oval, I'm guessing Morgan has the ability to, right back in. You can see that gap going from 0.7 down to 0.5 almost immediately. And that'll probably even close up more. As Brandon jumps by with the draft down the front stretch here, gets by for the lead for the moment. Still 1/10 of a second separating those two. As Cannizzaro is out of the race for some reason. Maybe the viewers at home had an eye on that. As I'm in my car, I didn't see what happened, but Cannizzaro is out. Tim, Morgan, and Tyler right together. The IndyCars do have an extra feature called push to pass. As we go into the oval section again, you can see Phillips got possibly a little better gear going through there. He's catching Brandon pulled in 3/10 as they got through the first turn. And as they come across the regular Grand Prix start-finish line, Phillip jumps back in the lead, but only by a 1/10 of a second as Brandon goes side by side down the front stretch at 190 plus miles an hour. Back into the lead. Tim and Morgan doing the same thing. Tim's got the lead now as they should be in the oval section, going across the line maybe. Tim's barely out front by 2/10. Tyler's still hanging tight, 6/10 back. As Morgan jumps back out in front, Tim's right there alongside though. Not going to let that go easy. We've got great racing up front in both classes. Brandon and Phillip just right next to each other as Phillip goes back by. Morgan and Tim doing the same, 4/10 separating them as they go through Ascari here shortly. My track map failed, so I can't tell you exactly where they are, but you do have a track map on your screen. There is the oval, which you can see the drivers on. And then you've got the long stretch of the front straight, and then Curve Grande is that long, big right-hander that they go through. And then they zip down through what used to be chicane number 2, which is just kind of a kink now on this configuration. And then they go into Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2 corners down at the bottom of the racetrack. Back up through into Ascari and then back into the Parabolica, across the start-finish line and into the oval. Looks like Morgan has gapped Tim. Tim has fallen back. Tim has gone into the pits. Maybe strategy, maybe something happened. But Tim is in the pits on lap 4. Paul Allen is also into the pits, and Paul has lap down to the leaders. He went in on his lap number 4. Got 60 minutes of racing tonight. We are 12 minutes in. And still going flat out here at the front. Philip and Brandon again swapping spots as they go down the front stretch. Joe Fierro has decided to call it a night. He must have had an issue, and he has pulled out of the race. Fastest lap of the race so far, Brandon Dooley. Dropped back a little bit, 0.8 of a second back off of Brandon, off of Philip. They are in the oval, so it's possible that, Brandon's just laying back a little bit, maybe cooling off something. But he's now in that draft, catching back up, back to 0.6. I'm 13 seconds back off the leaders in the 6 laps we've done so far. We're just starting lap number 7. It is tight at the front. Morgan and Tyler now, 4-second gap. Morgan's got away. He's gotten away from the pack a little bit. And then Julian Lockwood in third is 19 seconds back. We'll have to find out what happened to Tim early. He is off track, or he had to go in the pits. And I don't see him in the top 3, so I'm not sure where he is on track yet. I can tell Paul Allen is in the 8th position in class. And no one's around me at the moment. Brandon back out front. As the leaders get across the finish line, once again, starting lap number 8. And into the oval. This last 2 weeks have been the first two races of the season with Brandon and Philip pretty much nose to tail. Brandon has won both of them by the slightest of margins. In Nürburgring, Brandon got the victory by 0.4 of a second. And last week at Daytona, Brandon pulled off the victory by 7/100ths of a second. That's 7 1,000ths of a second, less than 1/100th of a second. The gap at the line was 0.007 seconds. Photo finish on that one, I didn't even know who won. I was announcing the race, wasn't even in a car, announcing the race from the sideline, and couldn't tell who won it. It was that close. And it looks like they're on to put on another show tonight. As long as nobody makes any mistakes, they'll be nose to tail throughout the race. as the leaders may be coming in this time by to get some fuel. Indy cars don't go that far on fuel. We got about 18 minutes in. Looks like I can go one more time around. And the leaders also decide to stay out one more time. We do have one fast repair tonight, just one. So if they decide to use that, they'll go in now and get that in. If those leaders can go another lap, I'd be surprised. We'll see what happens. 17 seconds ahead of me. They should be pulling in. There they go. Phillips in and Brandon's in. Yeah, I've got nothing left in the tank, so I've got to pull in. Try to avoid the black flags here. 40 seconds will kill you. And the leaders are away, right behind each other. No surprise there. Throw some fresh rubber on. Tires look like they did quite well. Fill it up with whatever fuel we use in IndyCar nowadays. Nine and a half seconds in the pit lane, or in the pit stall. And back out into traffic, or back out onto the racetrack. So the leaders got in, got out on their first stop, stayed together. They'll need to make another stop. Possibly two more. Flat out uses fuel, so it says, mine says I cannot go the whole distance without stopping again. Estimated 27 laps, and we are on lap 10. So we can get 9 laps to tank. If it goes less than 20, if it goes 27, we're okay. If it goes 28, we'll need a stop and go for a splash of fuel. see the running order as the GT cars start to go in the pits. Morgan Tiggy still out front after his stop on lap 10. Tyler Greger and now Tim Allman back up into third. Tim stopped off sequence, so hopefully that'll work out in the end of the race for him. But he is back into the third spot for now until he goes back into the pit lane. As we go by Tim, looks like he's struggling a little bit with the handling of his car tonight. And we're heading into lap 12 here with Brandon and Phillip still together, nose to tail once again. As Phillip might try to get by him here, just does. Not sure if they're still in. They should be in the exit corners of the oval and now on the straightaway. Brandon being right there, yep, goes right back by him. That straightaway is a great place to pass coming up off the oval. And now they are side by side at 0 is the gap. You cannot go into the chicane at the end of the long straightaway, the little half, I don't know if it's not really a chicane, it's a kink down in what used to be chicane 2. You cannot do that side by side. So smartly, they're not side by side anymore. A tenth of a second apart going into the corners. They are definitely confident in each other's driving ability to be able to drive that close together without incident. That's great.
Thanks, Tyler.
Lap 14, we're halfway. The end of this lap will be about halfway. A 30-second gap between the 2 leaders and myself at the front of the pack. Just got around Morgan Tiggy for the first time. That puts him 1 lap down to the IndyCar class, the whole class. And Tyler's right behind him, just 7 seconds back. Still hanging tough. Morgan running some great laps, just put down a 225 flat. Philip and Brandon still right there together. 0.8 of a second separate the leaders. Kind of long as we are at halfway on the time. 29 minutes to go in the race. And I messed up. So we'll take a short fuel stop, get a fast repair, and keep this thing going. As Ascari bit me. At every corner, high speed, high speed. You got to be able to concentrate every second.
Well, at the bottom or the top?
How's it in the booth?
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Running around here with a little bit of new body armor on here and took some off, I think.
Yeah, I decided to take the left front wheel off in the middle of Ascari, so I got limped back to the pits and got back going again. But yeah, the guys up front, man, 0.9 seconds separate the 2 leaders on IndyCar. These guys put on a heck of a show last week with a 7/1000th of a second finish, and they're looking like they're going to do it again. Looks like GT class is split up a little bit. Nobody's nose to tail anymore. Something happened to Tim early. I didn't see it. But something happened early. Him and Morgan were right together for the first few laps, and then Tim ducked in the pits at lap 5. But looks like a fun race back there. Everybody looks like they're still having fun, having a good time.
I'm sitting out here by myself somewhere.
This is a long track. Most of us are. I saw a couple drop. John Cannizzaro dropped, and one other driver dropped.
Looks like Michael has some issues.
Yeah, it's high speed, man. One little clip, one little mistake on a corner, one little issue, and you're in the fence hard.
I just passed him he went to the pits, I think.
Looks like Tyler has had a spin in Lesmo in between 1 and 2 down there.
I was thinking of doing a fuel saving run here before I got in my wreck and do a 2-stop instead of a 3-stop.
I think at this point it's just going to be a get to the end stop.
Yep.
We did this configuration without the oval in the Dallara 01 not too long ago, and it's tough. It's really hard to control the car through that second chicane when it's going that fast. And then because you're trimmed out as much as you can to get aero, you don't have anything for Lesmos down at the bottom. You got to slow way down.
Yeah, it's like you're on skates when you get to the turns.
Yeah, pretty much. So new to our group, Mark, welcome to Last Man Standing Motorsports. It's your first run with us.
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. Enjoying it so far. Wish I didn't wreck.
Yeah, that happens. What's fun about the league, I don't know if you've been in others, but we race respectful because that's why one of the reasons David, our owner, our league owner, he asks everybody to be in the Discord server and in the chat room so you can talk to each other, so you know who's who, somewhere in here in Discord, so you can move around and talk to people, so you can't hide. Like in an official race, you could wreck somebody, even if it wasn't intentional. You can still wreck somebody and never have to say anything to them. But
yeah,
here
there's one other league I spent some time in, and it's an over 40 group. It's pretty good, but I wanted to try something new.
well, we're glad you came over. It's we have a really good core. This is most of us that are here tonight. Sundays you'll get a few that aren't here on Tuesdays. We probably about 15, 16 on Sunday. I think our peak league race last year was 21 in
Cool.
In the GT3. GT3's obviously more of a close race because everybody's in the same kind of car.
GT3s are what I drive the least. So.
Well, that's what we do on Sunday. This is what we do on Tuesday. We used to have a Radical series on Thursday. We just ended it, and now we're doing rally cars.
I think that's how I found you, because I like driving the Radical, and I saw you guys.
Oh, yeah, we were. We it doesn't mean we won't go back to it. It's just the track day series is we've done Miatas, F3s, and Radicals. And now we're on to IRX. Next up for the track day after IRX, they're only 10 race seasons, so it's not that long. Next up's the 992. Our main sponsor has requested that one because he likes that car. He races in the rookie races and stuff. He's a great guy. Sponsors all of our hosting and prizes and stuff. So keeps our streaming computer running. Oh, Joe. Yeah, it was Joe Fierro. He's the one that left.
Cool. Well, it seems like you got a pretty good following.
It's not bad. We have a good time. And it's mostly fun, you know. I mean, we're not out here cutthroat, and yet we can still drive. It looks like Brandon is pulled away, though. Something happened up front. I don't have the details, but I can tell you that Brandon now has a 14-second gap over Philip Scott. Philip is not in the pits, and Brandon is pulling away.
I'm about to get past. Tim, just let me know who you want me to be.
He can't hear you in here. You have to go over radio.
I thought I pressed in game.
I don't know. I heard you. I could hear you. I could hear both. There you go. Is that Philip Scott that's in the front? That is. I can't tell, but I believe Brandon may have been the one with the problem. They have both now finished their pit stops.
Philip just passed me. And so did Tim.
Yeah, there's a 26-second gap somewhere between the leaders now. It was 0.9 seconds, so something has happened. I think one of them had to go in for a second pit stop. Right now the gap numbers are wrong, so that tells me that Philip should be out front with Brandon 26 seconds back. Although it could be Brandon out front and Philip 26 seconds back. Hard to tell, but I need to concentrate on the race. I'm coming up on Joel again. I don't want to run him over. Yep, there it is.
Michael, I got damage. So when you get me, let me know you want me.
Yeah, no problem.
Brandon is out front. Philip has had the issue. Philip is now 22 seconds back off the lead. And catching, actually. He's gaining on the lead.
If you're comfortable low, I'll go low. I'll stay high.
As Mooney makes...
Going right side.
Guys are side by side. Mooney makes the pass for fifth. My fuel gauge says I can get there on one more stop.
Tim just went off the track. Or
Tim's having
Michael
a hard
did.
time. Yeah.
Michael did. I mean,
Yeah, their cars they may be similar. No, they're not. They're just posting Porsches. That's our old guy racing team. That's 50 plus racing team.
I got 5 years to go.
So we're working lap 21. Brandon is now
I just realized I could have used a fast repair. I didn't know you had that on here.
just one fast repair. Brandon is now half of a second in front, so it looks like the leaders have different pit strategies, have done their pit stops, and are now right back together again. Now, Mooney and I are teammates. I'm coming up on him here on the exit of the oval, and we have always had issues running into each other.
I wish I knew about that fast repair.
How long is it having you sit there?
I no, I already did the optional. I mean, already did my repairs my last
Oh.
stop. But I did a whole fuel run with a slow car.
Now, one of the things we do in this series is we allow you to pick whatever GTE car you want for the first 4 races. This being your first race, you don't have to follow that rule yet. But next week, everybody else has to jump in a car and stay in it. After next week. Once they hit race 5, which is after, I believe next week is Talladega, which is going to be really interesting. These cars are really fun on a super speedway. The GT cars are.
Uh-oh. I used that fast repair and I wrecked again.
Oops.
It still didn't give me full engine power though.
Sometimes they don't. It's weird. Sometimes the fast repairs aren't perfect. Got by a couple GT cars there through chicanes and lesmos. A little touch and go for a minute. Got the old IndyCar up to 199 and pushed the pass down the front stretch though. I have enough gear in my car for 6th gear that if I need to go fast, I've got enough so I can use the push to pass even in high gear. But then I have to be careful on the fuel mileage because I'm almost out of gas. 9 minutes to go in the race. Brandon Dooley out front of Philip Scott by 0.2 of a second. My guess is, from what I'm seeing on track, Brandon is going to try to do this without stopping again. Philip might be a couple laps short. We'll see how it goes. Nonetheless, it will be interesting at the end. Right now, our gap is 0.4 of a second at the front. Morgan Teggy still out front. Julian Lockwood, Tim Allman, 2nd and 3rd in the GTE class. Coming in for my final stop. Throw a fresh set of Firestone Firehawk tires on here. Gap is down to 0.3 of a second for our leaders. And Morgan is ahead of Julian and Tim still in the GTE class. No change. Wow, the tires don't wear at all on this with the hard tires. I just ran a stint and a half and I still have 97% tire wear. Running the primary blacks today. And according to my fuel calculator, should have enough gas to get to the end by a 1 lap extra. Brandon is still out front. Philip in 2nd. I'm in myself in 3rd. Morgan leading the GTE class over Julian and Tim. No change there. However, Tim last pit on lap 14, and we are working. I'm on lap 24. He's probably 1 lap behind me. I'm guessing he's going to have to do another stop soon. As Mark drops out of the booth. Thanks for dropping in, Mark. Appreciate you being here. Sim time of 5:38 p.m. here in the evening hours at Italy. Shadow's getting pretty long here on the track. The GTE cars probably don't have an issue with that. If they need it, they can turn on some headlights. IndyCars trying to hit the marks in the shadows is not easy because they are pretty hard to see in the dark. Exiting Lesmo 2, the shadows are right where you don't want them. And as predicted, Tim Allman jumps into the pits. Tyler Greger takes over the 3rd spot. We'll have to catch Tim somewhere out here on track, on a relative or somewhere on the screen to see how far back that put him. But as we can see, Philip Scott back out in front, jumped in front of, oh, nope, I think they switched back again. Now Philip should be in front now with a gap 0.6 seconds back to 2nd place. Brandon. I can't see them on my relative, so it's hard to tell where they are. My scoring pylon has the gap times, but then does not show. It shows the leader and the gap times sometimes are backwards. So right now it's showing Philip back out front. Now on to lap 26, just 2 minutes to go, 2 minutes in this competition left to go. Can Philip hold out with his fuel, being that he stopped 2 laps sooner, or does Brandon have the advantage? We're probably going to be coming up when they cross the line. It will be the white flag. Those guys should be somewhere in the range of the chicane through Lesmos by about now, being that they're 80 seconds in front of me. And still 7/10 separating the 2 leaders as we come around through Ascari. And as they cross the line, this will be 1 to go, as there's only a minute left in this competition. Pretty sure with Brandon having led the first 2, having won the first 2 races, Philip's going to be pushing extra hard to get the victory today. 0.6 of a second separate the 2 leaders. Now down to 0.3 of a second. Brandon is moving in. I'm sure they're in the oval by now on their final lap. One-tenth of a second. Here we go. I'm crossing the line now. And we are on the final lap. 1/10 of a second. Separate our leaders with less than half a lap to go. Brandon is pulled out in front and pulling away. 2-second gap. Now 6. Something may have happened to Philip. There may have been contact. We'll have to find out after the race how this worked out. You guys probably already know since I'm sure the camera was on him. But now the gap to Brandon to Philip is now 10 seconds. It may be that Philip's running out of fuel. We'll see if that's the case as they are coming around. They should be coming across the line any moment now. Now Philip shows in front. And now Brandon in front. I'm not sure what's going on. We'll have to get some commentary here.
Hey guys, if you're across the line, come on up to the booth so I can see what happened. Something happened.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Brandon. I'm watching from my scoring card, and it showed you guys 0.1 seconds, and then all of a sudden there was a gap.
Yeah, I think Mooney got a little sideways in Lesmo 2 and was on the outside of the track a little bit, and I think was like right there on the rumble strips, and Phil tried to avoid but tagged him a little bit.
Contact.
Yep. Unfortunate. We were within that second and a half to on top of each other the entire race. It was awesome, but hate to happen on the last lap like that.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on the gap. It looked pretty intense.
Oh yeah, I was pushed to pass the whole way around the last lap, and I just barely held him off through Curva Grande. But you had a really good hard braking into Lesmo's.
Yeah, I was right there on you again.
Oh it was just the very slightest, just an inch. Yeah, it's all good. It is what it is. It was.
I could have hit you, Mooney. I was thinking about it. It would have been kind of cool launching your car up into space with the wedge IR-18, but I didn't.
Well, it's all right. I sort of deserved it for being the incident in the road there that caused not as close a finish there, but
it was close all the way around. It was a good race. Yeah, Philip and Brandon nose to tail. Brandon edged it out again. I wouldn't imagine you guys got a 0x.
No, I had 4. I got 4 when I accidentally hit him in the pit lane. So we had a little bit of an incident leaving the pit lane on the second stop.
Yeah, I wrecked it off of pit road, and so he had to come back and pit, and I was already in pit road, so I drove backwards a few hundred feet for my stop and go, and then when he had to pit again, then I let him back by. I figured that was fair enough. But yeah, that was a close one. All that drafting is just so, and especially here at Monza, like the oval part, when you exit from the oval to the main track, it's so tight. It's just whoo.
Yeah, looked like a lot of fun. Morgan, great run, man. You were like flawless out there.
Hey, thank you.
Looked like, did you get a 0x out of that? I mean, you were.
No, I
2x.
2x, yeah. I think it was Tyler and Tim. We had an interesting little battle early on.
Yeah, you and Tim were nose to tail there for the first few laps. Something happened, and he dropped back and did a pit stop.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but it was a nice little battle. These cars slide around so much when you're in the pack. I'm just happy to finish.
Yeah, good job. Nice race. Brandon, Philip, good job up front. I managed to stay on the podium, only a minute and 18 behind.
There you go.
That was pretty good. I did have one incident in Ascari. Came around and caught that dirt on the entry of Ascari and lost it. But fast repair helped me, and off I went. So
I wish I remembered to use my fast repair. I forgot I even had one.
Mark, new to our group, didn't know we had one. Usually we have one or none on the Tuesday night run. Sunday nights we have two.
Yeah, I needed it. I wrecked a lap before my first pit stop, and I could have used it then. Didn't use it. Went to my second pit stop, and as it's fueling up, I noticed I had one. So when it finished fueling, I backed up, tried to click it and get back to my spot. Thought I clicked it, and when I took off again, I never clicked it.
So you ran with an injured car most of the race, huh?
Yeah, so I have a fast repair left if someone wants one. It's for sale.
Yeah, that was very fast, a little nerve-wracking for the Indy cars anyway. I don't know if you guys had your GTE cars trimmed out so much that you feared going over a bump and flipping the car up into the air.
I feared turning.
Yeah.
It's present.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were remarkably stable. I ran zero wing, so they have a lot of downforce with the wing all the way at zero. But yeah, you hit a wall at 180 miles an hour. It just does not want to go faster than that unless you have a tow.
Yep. 180 into a wall is too common at Monza, but very hard to recover from. Well, next week, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we can grab a look at the schedule real quick. But I think, aren't we on the Super Speedway next week?
We are at Watkins
Glen. Okay, Watkins Glen will be race 4. The race 4 is the last race you get to play with your car. Race 5, whatever you start the Super Speedway with at Talladega, that's what you're in. So keep that in mind.
Is there a drop race at some point?
We have 4 provisionals throughout the season. So if you need a provisional, you can call for one, and you got to tell us before the race starts, and we'll put you in with P15 points for the provisional.
Gotcha.
Or whatever the last place is. If there's more than 15 cars in the class, which I doubt with the 2 classes we'll run into that.
Don't you, whenever you have a new guy, have to put like 100 pounds in everyone else's car?
That's a good idea, but no.
Success balance.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Mr. P3 in the class? Nice job.
I would have had second, but I had to pit.
I don't know. Julian might have something to say about that. Good run tonight, Julian. You were up there too, right with him.
And
thank you. I didn't have any speed, so I just had to stay clean the whole way. And I don't know what happened. How I was running third, and then suddenly I was second. I don't know what happened, but I was like, I'll take it.
I took so I went in the pits, took fuel and tires.
Oh, that's a killer. That's a killer.
That's 35 seconds. That's what did it.
Yep.
So.
Well,
I took tires every time. It didn't seem to slow me down much. I didn't finish, up front with those guys, but.
Oh, we take tires every pit stop.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean the Indy cars, they get their tire changes a lot faster than the GTE tire change.
Yeah, they're about 6 or 7 seconds.
Yeah.
About the time it takes to put 11 gallons of fuel in the car.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for a great race.
Yep.
Have a good one, Julian.
For being here.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Good night.
I'll catch you guys again.
Yeah, appreciate everybody being
nice having you, Mark.
Yep. We're going to go ahead and close out the stream. This is Ron with Big Wizard TV, Last Man Standing Motorsports. Our road race tonight sponsored by Grandpa's Kitchen, and our league sponsored by Stair Fittings Incorporated. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.